Dear guests, welcome to yet another interesting talk here at the Public Forum. We still have some seats left here. There are people standing in the back. The seats are more comfortable and the drinks are on the house. So I would suggest to get comfortable and plenty of reasons to do so. Also, a warm welcome to the people tuning in on the live stream and the people watching the video back on YouTube later. That's an important tip for you as well. If you do find these talks interesting and you want to hear again what the speaker said and you missed your notes, everything will be uploaded to YouTube and the Hannover Messe website. So you can watch everything back and get those details you missed. For the next talk, I really love the title of this talk. So it's Elogen's Roadmap for Scale-Up. And that says scale up, not startup. So we're entering a new phase here, and that's exciting. And I'm also excited to be talking about that with the managing director of Elogen. Can I get a warm applause for Mr. Jean-Baptiste Chouamet?
Hello, Just.
Hello there. Welcome to the stage. I hope the view from here is as nice as it was from there. Okay, so Elogen, for the people who don't know the company, can you just introduce us to your business and what it is you're doing?
Sure. So Elogen is an electrolyzer designer and manufacturer. So we provide solutions to our client for the production of green hydrogen. We specialize on PEM technology, proton exchange membrane, and we've been doing so for the last 15 years. We are based near Paris in France. Also, we have a team in Köln in Germany, and we are today around 100 people in the company. We propose to our clients fully integrated, containerized electrolyzers with a capacity ranging from 1 to around 20 megawatts. So we deliver to our clients fully integrated, containerized systems.
So fully integrated, that means if I want to have hydrogen, I can come to you guys, say I need, I don't know, 20 gigawatts, 20 megawatts, and you can deliver this fully integrated system.
Exactly. So we deliver the full system. It's installed on site, commissioned by ourselves. You need the electricity supply, tap water supply, and you get hydrogen at a pressure of around 30 bars.
Plug and play. I like it. Okay. So what is it you guys do yourself? We've already been talking about this, of course. You have a very innovative stack technology yourself. Do you build the full unit? Is this together with partners? What does the process look like?
Yeah. So once we've designed the system, then there are two major items. The first one is the stacks, which are the heart of the system. And this is where the electrolysis reaction happens. This is where the system as well consumes the largest amount of electricity. So because this is the heart of the system, our technology, we assembled it ourselves in our premises. Whereas the rest of the electrolyzers, which is mainly made of components like rectifiers, pumps, electrical equipment, all this is designed, procured by ourselves, and then it's assembled by a subcontractor, a partner. And then once this part, which we call the balance of plant, is done, we integrate everything and deliver the full system to our clients.
All right. And why is that the right approach? Why not do everything yourself if you want to deliver a fully integrated system to the client in the end?
Many reasons for that. Because the balance of plants, it's about cabling and piping mainly. And there are companies all around the world who've been doing that very well for a very long time in very demanding industries like the oil and gas, and they will always be better than us doing so. So we rely on the best ones to do that. And the other reason is because if we take that approach, it enables us as well to localize part of the production close to where the system will be installed. And third element as well, we need to keep in mind that an electrolyzer, for instance, designed for a European market, will probably not be able to operate in different locations because they have different codes and standards. And working with a local partner, with the local know-how, the local engineering experience, then helps us to change our design to make it compliant with local standards.
All right, so every partner gets to bring what they do best, resulting in the best possible outcome then.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the approach. Do you have some examples for us of these kinds of projects and what it led to?
Yeah. So today we have such partners in Europe, mainly in France and Germany. But also we are preparing the future, so we'll come to the scale-up just after. We signed agreements last year with an Australian partner called HI Fraser, and another one in Korea with a company called Valmax. And this is exactly what we are doing with them. We are adjusting our design to local codes and standards, and today already it's creating leads for our products in those locations.
All right, and you already mentioned that word there again, scale up, the magical word that I really like hearing here on the fair. You know, the topic is your roadmap to scale up. So I guess the main question should be then, what is the roadmap? How are you going to scale up?
So my view is that our scale-up relies on 3 pillars. The first one is innovation, R&D. We belong to another company called GTT, which has been working on innovations for the last 60 years with huge investments. We are doing exactly the same for 2 reasons. One is to bring down the capex of our system. The other one is to reduce their electricity consumption. For instance, integrating innovative materials in the stacks, more competitive materials. And also, with our R&D efforts, we are developing larger stacks that will be suitable for the giant electrolyzers of tomorrow, in particular for industrial applications. The second leg is industrialization. So of course I will talk about a gigafactory, but industrialization happens even today in our current facility, way before the gigafactory. It's about changing the minds of our teams to move to bring in competencies coming from other industries, such as the automotive or aeronautics, so that everything we do, we think of our product, we think of our design, we think of our R&D, wondering, is what I'm doing compatible with mass production going forward? And this changes a lot our approach of doing what we do. So talking about industrialization, we are working on improving our production capacity in our current premises, but also, indeed, we are developing a gigafactory that will start producing stacks in Vendôme, in the middle of France, in 2025. And both R&D and the gigafactory are supported by the European program, the IPCI. And these were the 2 legs for scale-up. And the third leg, in my view, is to take probably a different approach in the way we will deliver the very large electrolyzers of tomorrow. Our approach is then for those future systems to focus on basic design of the full electrolyzer, so the balance of plant. We will deliver the stacks ourselves coming from the gigafactory, but the rest of the balance of plant will be done by a partner, so typically an EPC company, engineering, procurement, and construction, which has experience in other industries. They're delivering very large systems like this one. So it's something we're already preparing. We are working today with an EPC partner to imagine what those systems will look like, how much they will cost, what needs to be done to bring the necessary redundancy, reliability to industrial clients, because they will have very different requirements.
Yeah, so that means in scaling up, and when you're going to be working with these EPCs, which to me sounds like a maturing industry. You know, you already compared it to how it works in the oil and gas industry now. So then you don't end up with this fully integrated product anymore that you assemble at your premises and then deliver, but it's a more personalized approach, let's say.
It can be. It will still be fully integrated, but it can be tailor-made, yes. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Perfect. Okay. And scaling up, that, you know, you're talking about these huge electrolyzers, but at the moment you're working with 1 to 20 megawatts. Are we not losing sight of these smaller electrolyzers? Do they still have an important role to play at the moment, or are we actually kind of past that, and are the big ones the ones we should be looking at?
No, I believe we must not lose sight of those systems, because the very large systems are making the front lines of the papers, but I believe they will take time to truly materialize. So we need to keep focus on smaller systems. I believe there will always be a need for them. We need to make sure that they keep being supported because I believe they are far from enough from keeping us busy, from keeping our clients busy, helping them to learn, to gain trust and experience in these new technologies. And also they are more than sufficient for ourselves to structure the supply chain up front. This brings very interesting volumes already to our suppliers to think differently, develop new products, structure their supply chain, their manufacturing capabilities.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point you're making there. The supply chain might not be ready for the big boys yet. We need to have more of these small systems first to develop and to even initiate the supply chain in some.
Yes, because they are a way to slowly but surely bringing up the manufacturing capacities. They are a way as well to qualifying components on less critical systems because they are smaller. But also we are using that time, those opportunities, to bring potential new suppliers to the world of hydrogen. We keep meeting with companies with very interesting know-how in adjacent industries and probably not even aware that they could transpose it in a very smart manner to the hydrogen industry. So at our scale, we try to help with that.
All right, so don't lose track of the small electrolyzers. They are important. I'd like to open up to the audience at this point as well. If there are any questions, feel free to raise your hand and I'll come find you with my microphone. No questions as of yet. Luckily, I do have a question. You were already explaining the approach to delivering these fully integrated systems you're making at the moment. So you create the electrolyzer stack yourself, the heart of the system, as you called it, and then you work with others to create this balance of plants, and everybody can deliver their best piece, let's say. Mm-hmm. The heart of the system, this electrolyzer stack, it's an halogen stack. So what sets your stack and your approach in producing that stack apart from others of the many electrolyzer suppliers we have here?
Yes, it's true. It's a competitive environment. No, so like you said, the stack is our technology, it's our design. All the components that we buy are done based on our design with suppliers with which we try to work in a very close manner. Then what we try to do to be more specific is to adjust to our clients. And I think it's less the case, but until recently there was a very big focus on capex. But when we are looking at operating an electrolyzer for quite some years, what matters is actually the TCO of the hydrogen. And it means capex, but also opex. And what we try to do with our customers is to find the right balance between the capex and opex, and in particular, finding the sweet spot of operating the electrolyzer, the stacks, at an appropriate level of current density. It means we could run the stacks at very high current density, then we need fewer cells. Yes, it's cheaper, but the quantity of energy consumed to produce 1 kilogram of hydrogen becomes more. So we need to be very careful on that, and we pay particular attention to it.
So your capex is a bit higher, but for that you get a lower OPEX.
And it's not necessarily the case. Your point about the capex.
Okay.
So we try to win on both ends. So,
I love hearing it. Winning on both ends. That's the way to go. You've been working in the hydrogen sector yourself for, I think it was 2.5 years at the moment, right? Might not sound like a long time, but the hydrogen sector is so quickly developing and so much is changing. Just walking around on this fair compared to last year, it's a world of difference. And that means you have already experienced quite some market developments. What are some of these market developments that you are recognizing right now, walking around here, maybe in your daily work, that you think, okay, that is interesting and that's something we need to be paying attention to?
I think there are representations from more geographies than before, and this is very new. I see as well a lot more component suppliers, than I used to see before. This is a big change. Although, like you said, my experience is still rather limited to 2.5 years. But even in Elogen, in the company, I see that people who've been with us for, say, 1 year, coming from a different industry, it always already seems like they've been here for ages. So I think we're still all young, and we need to remain a bit humble with that.
Yeah, there's a high pace
Yes.
of learning here, that's for sure. Okay, and you are here oh, there's a question. I saw a hand. Let's go for the question. Oh, finding my way through here. Hi.
Thank you. Just with respect to the market development, you referred to capex on one hand, of operational cost on the other hand. In Europe, throughout Europe, including Germany, the electricity prices are relatively high. So the incentive for an operator of a wind farm, for instance, or a PV field, for a larger field, is to sell electricity directly onto the market as electricity, rather than producing hydrogen. So question is, what is the typical, or what are the majority of customers, of your customers, maybe you can say or comment on this, because of the somehow critical situation with respect to electricity prices, in Europe at least?
So what we used to see until fairly recently is that many electrolyzers projects that were being developed were supposed to be connected to renewable power, but it was actually rarely the case, because they were actually connected to the network. And then, indeed, those projects are exposed to very high growth market price levels. Now we are looking at more and more at clients trying to directly connect their renewable assets to the electrolyzer, therefore creating a natural hedge against the very high wholesale markets of power. And just to give you an example, for instance, in January we signed an order with Crosswind, which is a joint venture between Shell and Eneco. Under this order, we plan to deliver to them a 2.5 megawatt electrolyzer that will be installed offshore and connected directly to a wind farm. Yes, it's small, but this is how we learn. Like I said earlier, I think it wouldn't be reasonable to jump directly to giant systems. So it's a way for everybody to learn.
Yeah, and these direct connections are something that I also keep on hearing more and more. You already mentioned the fully integrated approach to delivering a fully integrated system. But what I also hear is integrated value chains, more and more different partners in that value chain collaborating to offer the security of having someone to deliver your product to. Wonderful to end with a question from the audience. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. I have many more things I'd like to ask you. Thank you for your time. Can I please get a warm applause?
Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
And if you are interested in continuing this conversation with Elogen, their booth is at C23, and I believe that is...
Just there. Just there, behind
just
this
there,
one.
at the other side of Iberdrola here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, please go there to continue the conversation. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you. Again, a warm applause.
Thank you.